So I just watched the first 2 episodes of the Ahsoka series on Disney Plus, and I don't think Lucasfilm knows how lightsabers work anymore. I'm Patrick, and this is Now, I have loved Star Wars for as long as I can remember, and one of the most badass things about Star Wars is the lightsaber. The most iconic weapon in all of pop culture, capable of slicing through nearly anything with ease, and a sure way to dispatch of your adversaries. Well, until recently, that is. There seems to be a real consistency problem when it comes to the effectiveness of a lightsaber in the current Star Wars universe. More and more characters seem to be surviving this. Well, Qui-Gon actually died from that, but it's 2023, and characters have now discovered the secret to surviving fatal injuries. Now keep in mind, this recent trend began when Kylo Ren was gutted by Rey Palpatine in Episode 9. Kylo was then miraculously saved by Rey's overpowered, unearned, narrative-breaking healing ability. But wait, it gets worse. Shortly after that, a flurry of characters decided they wanted to get on the list of "I survived being impaled by a lightsaber." This list includes Cal Kestis, the Grand Inquisitor, Reva number 1, Reva number 2, and the most recent inductee, Sabine. So what is the secret to their incredible power? Reva got shanked twice and she's still alive. She's gotta be doing something right. Well, no. But before I explain why, let me address a few important details. You see, surviving fatal injuries in Star Wars isn't exactly a new concept. Darth Vader kicked off that race by getting his limbs chopped off and then lighting his entire body on fire with lava. Then along came Darth Maul, who decided to set a new benchmark when he was sliced in half and somehow lived. So Patrick, what are you complaining about? A lot, actually. Yes, those injuries seem a little more unrealistic compared to getting impaled through the stomach, but you're missing a lot of important context. Anakin needed to be mutilated and burned in Revenge of the Sith because his character was already established 30 years prior. You can't kill off Darth Vader before he becomes Darth Vader. That doesn't make any sense. As for Darth Maul, it took 13 years before his death was retconned during the Clone Wars animated series. And even then, they explained how he survived. Stuff involving dark magic with the Night Scissors of Dathomir and through his hatred of Obi-Wan. Kenobi! With a little suspension of disbelief, fans could at least accept that. However, the major difference between Darth Vader and Darth Maul and the rest of the bunch was that these guys didn't explain how they survived at all. These victims of lightsaber impalements just randomly showed up again without any explanation about how they managed to survive. Cal's injury is completely ignored, Reva's are both glossed over, the Grand Inquisitor gave us some ambiguous throwaway line, and Sabine just wakes up in the hospital with a small scar to show for it. Because of scenes like this, the respect that the lightsaber once had is now gone. But the issue we're having with the lightsaber right now is also leaking into other moments in Star Wars, such as this. Or this.
Ray, I never told you Ray.
Or this. These are all scenes where characters should have clearly died, but somehow just walk out of them totally fine. The problem is that these fake out deaths are undermining the value of the story in Star Wars. Yes, Star Wars is a fantasy world, but you can't have anything happen just because it's made up anyway. Star Wars needs rules, rules that give the story structure and meaning within the context of its own universe. Without that, nothing makes sense. Star Wars needs to stick to its own book of rules. That's one of the things that made it so great in the first place. And if that happens, you won't hear me whining about it. Oh hey, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed listening to me whine about our devolving pop culture, then make sure you follow the channel, drop a like, and leave a comment below. And hell, if you share it, we might just have a chance at saving this thing. Until then, stay cultured.